Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a sensation that many of you may have experienced at some point: tingling in your hands or feet. You know that strange, pins and needles feeling that most of us brush off, thinking it's nothing serious. But here's the truth. Tingling is your body's way of telling you something, and ignoring it could be a mistake. In this talk, I'm going to take you through what this symptom means, what it could be signaling about your health, and why you should pay attention to it. Tingling, also known as paresthesia, can be more than just a passing annoyance. Your body's peripheral nerves act as messengers between your brain, spinal cord, and the rest of your body. When these nerves are disrupted, damaged, or inflamed, the result can be a tingling sensation. But here's the catch. Sometimes it's harmless, like when you've been sitting awkwardly for too long. However, other times, it can be an early warning sign of something more serious. Now, let's talk about what happens when tingling persists, because that's when we start venturing into the territory of potential health risks. What causes tingling? First, let's address the temporary causes of tingling that are common and generally not too concerning. Perhaps you've fallen asleep on your arm, or you've crossed your legs for too long, leading to that familiar numbing sensation. In these cases, the cause is straightforward: temporary nerve compression. Once you move or reposition, the blood flows normally again, and the tingling usually disappears. But what if the tingling doesn't go away? That's where things get serious. Chronic or recurrent tingling could point to underlying health issues that require medical attention. One major cause is nerve damage, also known as peripheral neuropathy. Studies show that this affects over 20 million people in the United States alone, with diabetes being the #1 culprit. If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may be familiar with this. High blood sugar levels, over time, cause damage to the nerves, often leading to symptoms like tingling, numbness, or even pain in the hands and feet. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Clinical Neurology confirms that diabetic neuropathy is not only common but can be incredibly debilitating if left untreated. Another critical factor is vitamin deficiencies, particularly vitamin B12 deficiency. This vitamin is essential for nerve health, and when you don't get enough of it, your nerves start to suffer. In fact, a 2020 review in Nutrition Research revealed that B12 deficiency is increasingly recognized as a common cause of neuropathy. So, if you're feeling tingling and think your diet might be lacking, it's worth looking into whether you're getting enough of this crucial nutrient. Now let's not forget carpal tunnel syndrome, a condition many of us might have heard about, especially in connection to desk jobs or repetitive hand movements. Carpal tunnel affects the median nerve, which runs from your forearm into your hand, and when it's compressed, it can cause tingling, numbness, or weakness. According to a 2019 study from The Lancet, about 3% of the population is affected by carpal tunnel syndrome at some point in their lives, and early intervention is key to preventing long-term nerve damage. What medical conditions are linked to tingling? While temporary causes of tingling are easy to dismiss, the chronic or long-lasting variety is often a sign of an underlying health issue. Let's begin by discussing diabetes, which, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the leading causes of tingling in the hands and feet. A 2022 study published in Diabetes Care highlighted that nearly half of all people with diabetes will experience some form of neuropathy during their lifetime. Tingling is often one of the earliest signs, and it can progressively worsen if blood sugar levels are not well managed. Next is multiple sclerosis, or MS, a chronic autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks the protective layer around nerve fibers in the central nervous system. Early symptoms of MS often include tingling or numbness in the limbs, and according to a 2021 study published in the Multiple Sclerosis Journal, these symptoms can sometimes be overlooked, delaying diagnosis. If you've been experiencing persistent tingling along with other neurological symptoms, MS is one condition your doctor may investigate. Another condition linked to tingling is hypothyroidism, where the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough hormones. The thyroid plays a significant role in metabolism, and when it's underactive, you may start to experience symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, and, you guessed it, tingling. A 2019 study in endocrinology and metabolism found that about 10% of people with hypothyroidism experience peripheral neuropathy. Finally, chronic kidney disease, or CKD, can also cause tingling. This happens because the kidneys are responsible for filtering waste from the blood, and when they're not functioning properly, waste products can accumulate and damage nerves. A 2020 review in Kidney International Reports found that as many as 70% of patients with advanced CKD experience symptoms of neuropathy. What should you do if you experience tingling? By now, you're probably wondering what steps to take if you experience tingling in your hands or feet. First and foremost, if it's temporary, it's usually nothing to worry about. But if the tingling persists or worsens, it's essential to seek medical attention. Your healthcare provider can assess whether you have an underlying condition, such as diabetes, vitamin deficiency, or nerve compression, and recommend appropriate treatment. Medical professionals may conduct tests like nerve conduction studies, which measure how well electrical signals travel through your nerves, to get to the root of the issue. And the earlier you catch these conditions, the better. Whether it's managing blood sugar levels to prevent diabetic neuropathy or adjusting your posture to alleviate carpal tunnel syndrome, taking action early can prevent long-term damage. How can you prevent tingling? Prevention is always better than cure, so let's talk about how you can minimize your risk of developing these conditions. First, keep an eye on your diet. Make sure you're getting enough essential nutrients, especially vitamins B12 and D, which play a critical role in nerve health. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, people who maintain adequate levels of these vitamins have a significantly lower risk of developing neuropathy. Another tip is to stay active. Regular exercise improves circulation and nerve health, and a 2018 study in the Journal of Neurology suggests that people who engage in moderate physical activity are less likely to experience symptoms of nerve damage. Lastly, pay attention to your posture. If you're sitting at a desk for long periods, make sure you're sitting correctly, with your arms and wrists in a neutral position. Small ergonomic adjustments can make a big difference in preventing nerve compression. In conclusion, tingling in your hands or feet is not something to ignore. While it might seem harmless at first, persistent tingling can be a sign of more serious health conditions, from diabetes to multiple sclerosis. By staying aware of your body's signals, making sure you're getting the right nutrients, and seeking medical advice when necessary, you can prevent long-term damage to your nerves and safeguard your health. If this talk resonated with you, or if you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, I encourage you to take action and consult a healthcare professional. Your body is talking to you. Make sure you're listening. And if you found this information valuable, don't forget to subscribe to PulseCheck for more health insights that can truly change your life. Stay informed, stay healthy, and take control of your well-being.